So together now we journey deeper into this holy season of Lent. The church gives us this opportunity for 40 days and 40 nights to walk with the Lord as we walk into the miraculous parts of his life, the healing parts of his life, the self-giving parts of his life, and ultimately to his death and resurrection. It's a privileged journey that we take as we're invited to pray and to fast and to do acts of kindness during these 40 days. As I listen to the words of the gospel, I'm often reminded of looking at life differently, looking at Jesus differently. His disciples had that privilege as they were with him as he was transfigured before their eyes. There was a movie out called The Dead Poets Society. Robin Williams was the main actor. He was a teacher in a stuffy boarding school of high school boys. He was trying to invite his students to look at life differently. And so at one point in the movie, he invites one of his students to stand on top of the desk and to look around the room and to describe what he saw. And the student was able to see things that he had never seen before, just by being in a different location, a different position, being aware differently. Jesus takes his disciples up the mountain, and he is transfigured before their eyes. And they see Jesus in a new light. Jesus standing with Moses and Elijah, the best of the law and the best of the prophets that come together in the person of Jesus. Jesus is the fulfillment of the law and the prophets. And his disciples are able to gain a new insight into the person of Jesus and how it is that he truly is the Messiah, the Son of God. They want to stay in that glorious moment. But Jesus says, no, we must come down the mountain. We must continue the work of the gospel. We must do as the Father has said. You are to listen to me, to do my work and to do my will. Pray, fast, and do acts of kindness, helping sisters and brothers in need.